1.20.5 pre-releases have just begun, and while it does have the typical bug fixes and things like that, it also has tons and tons of changes to the trial chambers, including tons and tons of new rooms you can actually find inside of here, including something that's pretty suspicious now, because now trial chambers, from the looks of things, can spawn up so much higher than they were before. Previously, it was capped at around about Y0 or something like that, but now, say for instance, this brand new room with a whole bunch of these structures around the place spawns all the way up at Y23 or around about there. But it still has the ability to go down incredibly low, such as all the way down to Y-41. So yeah, these are incredibly vertical structures now. And speaking of vertical structures, there is several new types of rooms that not only are pretty unique and pretty different, but also are pretty vertical, such as this one we are in right now, and yeah, it doesn't seem too vertical until, oh dear, for a structure that is quite the drop. That is definitely quite the drop, and definitely quite the place to set your spawn in, if I'm honest. Like, imagine, you set your spawn, you die, and then you spawn back here with nothing apart from a golden pickaxe, which you probably already got the first time. There does seem as though there is still tons and tons of hallways around the place, so yeah, I don't think, like, you're gonna get incredibly lost. But then again, this is the first time inside these new rooms, so you never know, including this brand new room, which actually incorporates a whole bunch of trapdoors now, including a whole bunch of breezes, which, by the way, in case you forgot, breezes with the wind charge can actually activate things such as trapdoors, such as what we're seeing right here. I'm not exactly sure how much you're going to be able to use the upper levels of this room, but, you know, there's always a chance, There does seem to be some minor changes to existing rooms too, such as, say, this water room we can see right here, which now has a bunch more elevation you can go up and down now, which might be because of the fact that wind charges might be able to help you elevating yourself and getting yourself down pretty quickly, or they just wanted to make the structure even more challenging, which, speaking of which, they have. They absolutely have. Not just in the fact that there's a whole bunch of brand new rooms, but also in the fact that, the ominous trial stuff is, mildly more challenging now. Because now let's assume you want to take on an ominous trial chamber. Now, any mob that actually has, like, say, armor and weaponry, they will actually now be enchanted. Slimes, of course, can't have that, but you'll see that soon enough. Let's see if we can get anything useful. Kinda, a little bit. Okay, yeah, now you can see that every single one of these bows are now enchanted now. To what extent, I'm not sure until we can get one of them, which we should be able to do any second now. Never mind. And that, I did get steak from here. I knew it was in the drop loots. I could see why they've added trapdoors in here, because yeah, this makes it so much more difficult now to deal with these things like breezes. More difficult, yes, but not impossible. But then again, I did have enchanted golden apples, so what do I know? Ooh, what happened here? Was there a creeper or was there something else? Because I didn't do that. I didn't do all this. Unless it was another, like, effect the chambers did, where it blew itself up, where it self-destructed itself, where it unalived itself. I mean, it's possible. There's like a million different things you have to watch out for inside chambers like these. And I think the reason why I didn't get any bows or anything like that is because the fact that mobs that do have like enchanted weaponry or armor no longer drop it. I'm not exactly sure if that counts for, say, like the bows we saw from those skeletons or not, but at least when it comes to the armor, you're no longer going to be able to get that drop. And I think the reason why we saw this trial chamber so much higher now is the fact that inside of snapshots now, trial chambers can actually be buried a whole lot more, and for me, I thought that meant like they were even lower down, but I guess in that case it means that possibly because it's way more vertical, that does mean that there could be more places for you to find it now. Because let's say we just teleport like 10,000 blocks away or something like that, and then find another trial chamber. If we go to this one, then we should see one that's okay, they aren't like every single one of them isn't like all the way up as high as possible, but it does seem as though like there is that chance of them going way higher than what they used to, which again, I think is just another way in making them just a little bit easier to find. But some from the looks of things still can spawn pretty low down, such as this one which spawned like as high as Y1, so yeah. Again, there's just a lot more variation when it comes to the wide level of where trial chambers can spawn, but it always seems as though there's going to be like some amount of trial chambers in the negative range. So I'd say your best bet is to still look around that area, but know that in the case you are looking in the positive range, and there is always that minor chance you'll be able to find one. But yeah, while I've been focusing on like the new trial chamber rooms and changes and things like that, this is still inside a pre-release, meaning 1.20.5 should be releasing possibly even next week, which will include everything such as, say, the armadillo, the new wolf armor, and everything else like that. That's just my guess it'll release next week. That's not an actual, like, official prediction or an official, like, statement or anything like that. But all I do know is the fact that right before uploading this video, Minecraft decides to drop a brand new preview, including 5 brand new paintings, something we have not seen in literal years, or I think even ever. I don't think we've ever seen a brand new painting introduced, at least since like the original paintings we've seen for a long time has been like introduced. So yeah, these are the first new paintings we've seen in a very long time, and every single one of them does have a name, such as Baroku, Humble, Meditative, Prairie Ride, and Unpacked. And I think, like, you could kind of get an idea as to which one is which, but one I do really want to look at is this one, which was the original pack.png for Java Edition all those years ago, and now it's been, like, officially put inside the game. Which, honestly, I really think we need to do more things like this, just, like, having some form of way of, like, memorizing and remembering certain aspects of the game, like, say, with the back screen, which changes every single update. I don't know. Add a painting for that every single time it changes, just so we have some way of remembering it. Yeah, in general, every single one of these paintings, it's like, it's simple. Well, okay, I say it, but then I look at something like this, which is definitely not simple, but yeah, it's simple in its concept, but it's beautiful in its execution. And I could definitely see people using tons upon tons of these new pictures and paintings all across worlds when these eventually come out. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.